Today, we're flying on Japan Airlines' newest first class on their very well-received A350-1000 from LAX to Tokyo Haneda. But even though Japan Airlines' newest first class might be their best one to date, does it have what it takes to be one of the best first-class experiences worldwide? With the likes of Emirates and their famous shower in the sky, Singapore Airlines with their double bed, and the big daddy of first-class suites, Etihad The Residence, which is quite actually your own residence with a separate sitting area, lavatory, and bedroom in the sky, it's hard to believe whether or not Japan Airlines First Class can compete on this scale. And to be honest, I definitely had some mixed feelings about this entire experience. But let's find out and debate about it together on today's flight. Our trip starts off here at LAX Terminal 4. As a first-class passenger, you do get your own check-in lane, but the check-in experience out of LAX is definitely lackluster compared to their hub in Tokyo Haneda, where you'd be escorted to your own private room with your own dedicated security lane. And now that we've checked in and cleared security, let's go check out the lounge.
Hi, so I'm just here at the lounge right now. Japan Airlines doesn't have their own lounge here at LAX, but as a One World airline, you can use the Qantas First Lounge, which is located on the 5th floor of the Tom Bradley terminal. Let me show you guys around.
The Qantas First Lounge at LAX is 17,000 square feet, or approximately 1,580 square meters. There are several self-service stations if you want to quickly grab some coffee, tea, light snacks, or a glass of wine. Or if you'd rather partake in something a little more personalized, you can check out this full-service bar and restaurant. I did check out the restaurant for a bite to eat. Here's what the menu looked like. It changes seasonally. But the fact of the matter is, if you come to the Qantas First Lounge, you should definitely try out the salt and pepper squid, which is one of their signature items. In fact, you can't say you visited the Qantas First Lounge unless you have the squid. I paired the squid with a glass of champagne, and it was crisp and delicious. And before any long flight, I personally do like to take a shower before if I can. Here's what the shower rooms look like. It's all white tiles from floor to ceiling. It's got a very New York hipster hotel feel to it, if you know what I mean. But it's clean and nice, so no complaints. It's also stocked with Aesop soaps and lotions, which I'm a fan of, so extra points there as well.
Alright, so that was the Qantas First Lounge here at LAX, but now it's time for the best part, which is to get to boarding and to finally be able to try out Japan Airlines First Class on their A350, which I have just been dying to do ever since it was released. And it's also extra exciting because after I take this flight, I will officially be able to say that I have tried every single cabin class on Japan Airlines A350, from economy all the way to first class. You know, it's a good thing that I saved first class for last, because I have a feeling that if I had done it in the reverse and started with first class and then ended with economy, it wouldn't have been quite as exciting that way.
Today, we'll be boarding out of gate 153. And as a first-class passenger, we'll get to board in group number 1. Here's just a quick little peek at our A350 today, waiting for us at the gate before we get on board. Our A350 today has 6 seats in first class with a 111 configuration. The best configuration there is. Nobody escorts me to my seat, which is a bit odd for first class, but I don't mind making my own way there. It's not like I'm going to get lost or anything. And today, we'll be seated in seat 2K, which is the last row next to the windows. There's no overhead bins to store luggage, but these seats do come with your own bag storage under the ottoman, which as a certified short person, I much prefer. It's also got storage up the wazoo in here, here, and in here. There's also a designated closet if you want to hang up your jacket as well. But let's talk about the seats themselves, which are upholstered in some really nice red leather and is more like a small sofa than an airline seat at 48 inches or 1.2 meters in width. The seat comes with a side table that you can pop out up and down as you need, as well as not one, not two, but 3 sets of USB-A, USB-C, and universal power ports. There is also a wireless charge pad on the armrest though, for those of you that just can't deal with cables everywhere. And across from the seat, above the luggage storage, you have a massive ottoman. There are no teeny tiny footwells here, so big feet people, you can rejoice. For those of you not interested in staring at your neighbor's feet the entire flight, not to worry, because this suite of course comes with the introvert special, a privacy door. What I found funny though was the sign saying you can only have a maximum of 3 people in your suite during flight. Only because if I wanted to sit with 2 other people, I would have just booked a seat in economy and saved a lot of money. Before takeoff, we're offered a glass of orange juice as a welcome drink, as well as a hot towel for our hands. And then it's off in the skies we go. Now that we're in the air, let's take a look at the menu. For the main meal, you have a choice between the Japanese set menu or the international set menu. Although they do allow you to mix and match between menu items, so don't feel too pressured to lock in. There's also an a la carte menu and a snack menu. Now for the beverages. Here are the champagne options: white wine menu, red wine menu, premium Japanese spirits, whiskey, cocktails, beers, spirits, and non-alcoholic beverages, and finally, coffee and tea. Shortly after takeoff, the crew gets started on service, starting with taking out the tray table. Yes, there is another massive tray table tucked away, and it is heavy, but also very sturdy. It's probably one of the largest tray tables I've encountered on a flight. The amuse-bouche arrives first, and it's prosciutto-wrapped smoked salmon, as well as fried octopus toast with ricotta cheese. And to wash it all down, a glass of the Salon 2015 champagne. It's now time for course number 1. I did go with the Japanese set. Course number 1 was a combination of 5 smaller dishes, and here's a quick little cheat sheet of what was in each one. In true Japanese style, everything was very intricate and beautifully laid out. More importantly though, everything tasted absolutely delicious. Next came the soup course, which was a clear broth with poached Chilean sea bass, pickled plum paste, some noodles, eggplant, and zucchini. The sea bass was cooked perfectly, and this was just the perfect bite of noodles and broth. Believe it or not, we're still not at the main yet. It's never-ending appetizers up in here. Next little bites was some roast beef with mango salsa, Japanese sauce, and perilla leaf, and kelp marinated fluke with vinegar bonito broth jelly and chives. These were both served cold and had complex flavors that worked well together. And finally, we have now made it to the main, which included eel with tofu, burdock, and shishito pepper. Eel is one of my favorites from Japanese cuisine, and they delivered with this one. It was very tender and flavorful. A party in my mouth. On the side, there was also some ginger rice with salmon roe, although you had the option to get plain steamed rice if you're boring like that. And of course, some miso soup with Japanese pickles. To end off the meal, there was this Yamagata pear jelly for dessert. This was very refreshing and not too sweet. Perfect if you want something lighter with just a touch of sweetness. And after the main meal service completes, we're given another hot towel for our hands, and I ordered some green tea as well. Alright, now let's take a look at the amenities. This is what the amenity bag looks like. It's by Japanese brand Hariboni. Inside the amenity kit, you'll find a pack of tissues, earplugs, an eye mask, mouthwash, comb, and dental kit, some hand cream and lip balm by the French brand Peau, and a more unique item, this USB-A to Lightning cable, although it would be nice to see them to update this to an industry standard USB-C cable instead. There is also this Clé de Peau face mask. If you're not familiar with Clé de Peau, it's a high-end Japanese skincare brand. This particular mask normally retails for $170 for a pack of 6. So even if this isn't your thing, you should definitely gift it to a lucky lady in your life. Trust me, you'll definitely score some points and you can thank me later. And of course, there's also a pair of slippers, a shoehorn, and this heated eye mask, although they do give out this heated eye mask in premium economy and business class as well. It's now time for the lavatory tour. There are 2 dedicated lavatories for 6 first-class passengers located at the front of the first-class cabin. From both a visual and functional standpoint, they're the exact same lavatories that you'll find in their economy, premium economy, and business class cabins. They've got the foot pedal to open the garbage bin, automatic faucet, touchless toilet flush, and of course, the Japanese bidet function. The only real difference is that it's stocked with some fancy amenities by Clé de Peau, as well as some toothbrushes and mouthwash. And yes, there is a full-length mirror as well, but that's pretty standard amongst most airplane lavatories. Alright, let's head back to our seats now so we can see what lie flat mode is like. Sorry about the turbulence, by the way. Back at our seats, the crew gets started on making up the bed. We were actually given a choice between a soft mattress topper or a firm mattress topper, and I chose the firm one. Here's a more detailed look at what the mattress topper looked like. It's actually quite plush and thick, and I found it to be very comfortable. As for the bedding, you get a fluffy standard size pillow, a second larger but thinner pillow that is good for your lower back while sitting, and a thinner day blanket, as well as a thicker size comforter for sleeping. We also get a set of pajamas, and in first class, they actually let you keep them. In business class, Japan Airlines makes you return the pajamas. And here's what the pajamas look like when they're on, in case anyone was wondering, and I did find them to be very comfortable. When the bed is in fully lie flat mode, it's around 203 centimeters or approximately 80 inches. And with no footwell blocking your feet and a huge width, I don't see anyone having trouble fitting into this bed. Unless of course, you're taller than 80 inches, in which case, all I gotta say is damn. Alright, now let's talk about the in-flight entertainment. The screen is 4K, and at present time, it is the largest in the industry at 43 inches or 109 centimeters. There is a remote, and this is what it looks like. I normally never use remotes on airplanes, but with a massive 83-inch or 210 centimeter row pitch, there is no way I could reach that screen while sitting. In terms of entertainment, I found the options to be very balanced. Good amounts of both international and Western options. They even had shows and movies from Hulu and Disney+. But the best form of entertainment for any aviation lover, of course, are these onboard cameras for the ultimate views in the sky. And for those of you wondering about Wi-Fi, it is complimentary, although I was never able to get it to work during this particular flight, so unfortunately, I can't comment as to how fast or not fast it was. Okay, now let's talk about audio because you have 3 options to choose from. First is these Bang & Olufsen headphones they provide. They are noise cancelling and the quality was really good. The second option is you can connect your own headphones using Bluetooth. And finally, you can use the speakers that are built directly into the headrest. You're supposed to fold the speakers over your ears while the sound plays. They do have these in business class as well, and like I mentioned in my video about their business class, while I do think this is a unique idea, the execution falls flat for me. In my opinion, I felt like the sound quality is much better if you just use the provided headphones or you used your own. Okay, so now's the point in the video where we have to talk about cost.
Alright, so as always, let's talk about cost as well as what I paid. So first, what I paid, I did use points for this, and I used British Airways Avios, and one way between LAX and Tokyo Haneda was 103,000 British Airways Avios, plus around $273 Canadian in taxes and fees. But at the time that I booked this, there was a 30% transfer bonus between British Airways Avios and Amex. So it's basically like I really paid 72,100 British Airways Avios, which I personally feel like was well worth it for this amazing first class experience. And now let's talk about cash cost. So as always, I got to put up my little disclaimer first before I show you the cash cost, that the prices you are about to see are just for this very specific route on this specific day. If you are looking at cash costs, you might see a cash cost that is higher or lower just because that is the dynamic nature of flight pricing. All right, now that is out of the way, let's talk about it. So the cash cost round trip between LAX and Tokyo Haneda in Japan Airlines First Class on their A350, here it is.
The round trip cost in US dollars was $17,516 US dollars. Let me know what you think about that price, and then let's check out the pre-arrival meal. So there's not actually a preset pre-arrival meal, but you can order anything off the a la carte menu and essentially create your own meal. You can even place your order through the in-flight entertainment and the crew brings it to you when it's ready. I ordered the caviar and the gel noodle, which is a tonkatsu flavored miso ramen noodle. Both were absolutely delicious, and let me just say that ramen and caviar make a great pairing. After the caviar and the noodles, we're of course given another hot towel for our hands, and soon enough, we start to make our descent into Tokyo Haneda. And as we get ready to land and deboard, let's talk about Japan Airlines First Class on the A350 for a little bit. Overall, everything is what I've come to expect from Japan Airlines. There's no denying that the seat is gorgeous and in true Japanese style, thoughtfully designed. Service, again as usual for Japan Airlines, was attentive and excellent, and the food and overall soft product was great as well, especially that mattress stopper. And while the overall experience was great, and I'd happily take it over and over again if I found a good award pricing, or if I won the lottery of course, it doesn't quite have the wow factor that a shower in the sky or a double bed might have. But are those things that you really need? Or is it just enough to know that you're going to be taken care of at some of the highest levels? Let me know what you think about Japan Airlines First Class on the A350, and if you've enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe so that we can fly together again soon.